Yeah. What's up, Pollock? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Why do you support the worst president of your life?
Well, why do you consider him the worst?
For sure. I mean, well, like, bad policy, but like, shocker, presidents have bad policy. I'd say it is how undeniably bad they are, such as intentionally ushering America into a recession, crashing markets, while also stripping women and girls away of their human rights, while also serving as the largest threat to the American Constitution since the Civil War. And that's on top of the fact that he's a rapist, narcissist, felon, who is very xenophobic and tried to ban all new Muslims from coming into America in his first term. I mean, I could go on and
Okay,
on for days,
so
but there's just a general look over right there.
so for starters, I'm going to say for one, I am a Muslim, and he wasn't banning Muslims. He was banning Middle Easterns. That's what it was.
He called for a total and complete shutdown of. Wait, actually, let me restart. If Donald Trump called for a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into America, would you still support him?
Probably, yeah.
Motherfucker, I was like just getting my laptop open to play you that clip.
Wait, can
And
I
it
ask him
doesn't
a
even
question?
matter because you don't even hold red lines. You cult
Yeah,
member.
you'd be
No.
okay with not supporting. Wait, would you be okay with voting for Donald Trump if he wanted to restrict all Middle Easterners from coming to the country?
Yes, because you could restrict any group of people you want. You
Okay,
could
so then I'll
restrict
ask you
any
this question: Would you be
Europeans.
would you be okay with him restricting everyone from Africa?
If you wanted to, sure. Because it's just a continent. It's just a populace within a continent. You can do that if you want. Just
Okay, what
as
about this? Would you be okay with him restricting everyone from Europe?
if you wanted to, sure. Would I follow that? No, but he's
Oh,
more than
now you won't follow it.
no. What I'm saying is I will support anybody's policy in the aspect of if they have certain things that they want to get done, go achieve that at all costs. I don't care, except for, of course, like let's say, if you're going to extreme measures, as in killing people to get that done, that would obviously be, off the, you know, off the table. But if you've got policy that you want, regardless of whether or not someone supports that, you should go at it. And
Okay, how about this? Would you be okay with him restricting all Christians from coming to the country?
well, no, because that would be anti-Christian values.
Is
Anti,
it
and
wait, wait, isn't it would Jesus support banning all Muslims from coming to the country?
well, as a Muslim, we believe that he's a Muslim.
Did
Whoa,
Jesus
whoa,
advocate that you'd
hold
be
on,
okay
Parker.
with banning
Hold on,
Muslims from coming to the country?
yo,
You are
Hold on,
Muslim?
Parker.
Yo,
Hold on,
yo,
Parker.
yeah.
Wait,
Just
hold
real
on.
quick.
Wait,
You just
hold
said you
on.
just said anti-Christian values.
What is going on? Stop.
Wait.
Hold on.
Just
No, hold
real
on.
quick.
Hold
Hey,
on.
I have a question. Who's Aisha?
What?
You're not a Muslim.
No, what did you say?
I said, who's Aisha?
That would be the wife, wouldn't it?
Okay. So you know what? Who Prophet Muhammad's wife? What?
No, just ask him what
the
the
girl's
five
name
pillars
was.
are. What are the five pillars?
Yeah.
I'm a recent convert.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you name one of the five pillars?
I'm so
Not
sorry,
off the
bro.
top
But
of my
like,
head.
no, you're a Christian. Because you said that it would like violate Christian values. Why the fuck would you care about Christian values? You think that
Because
Christian
when
values?
when the nation was first built, it was built upon Christian values.
But you think that Christian values are literally the corrupt word of God.
It
Like you think that it's been corrupted by man, it's been reiterated by too many people too many times, and it's all corrupt. And then also, if Christian values founded this country, holy shit! I don't
okay.
wanna be
So
Christian.
so for starters, just because I believe
Wait.
that.
Also, wait. You just said that you were a recent Muslim
Hold on.
convert? Wait. So I have a question. Did you convert to
Let's
Muslim?
go.
Wait. Did you convert to Islam?
Yes.
No. No. Because you know what? One belief of individuals that follow the religion of Islam think it's that you were born a Muslim, right? And when you become Muslim later in your life, you're not converting to Islam, you're reverting to Islam.
Okay, well, I mean, I've never really heard that before. I was raised Jewish, so it's like,
So if you were raised under the Jewish religion and then you apparently quote unquote converted to Islam, why the fuck would you care if something contradicts Christian scripture? Like for
because
half your life, you thought this
look,
guy was like a false prophet claiming to be the son of God that wasn't the son of God. And now for the second half of your life, you just think that Christian values are the corrupt, false beliefs of God. Like why the fuck would you care about Christian values?
because at the very core of it, it's all still worshiping the same God in a sense. It's like the
I'm sure.
Jews worship Adonai or Elohim as it would be stated in, I think Adonai is the Hebrew word for that. Um, Aramaic for God would be Allah, which is the language that Jesus spoke, and anytime that he would talk about God, he would refer to it as Allah. Muslims call God Allah.
Okay. Stop.
And so no,
Did you
no,
what did you just say that there's a difference between the word Allah and Allah?
no, Allah, Elah, and Allah. It's two different languages, but it's all referencing the same type
Also,
of.
wasn't like the
Can
New
I ask him
Testament
this
wrote?
question?
I thought also like the New Testament was written in Greek. Listen. I don't understand how this is relevant. I don't I don't know what the fuck you're doing,
Look,
dude.
look, we're getting off topic here. The thing is I respect all Abrahamic religions, all their values. I think that those values
Why?
should be protected at all costs
Why?
because I think it leads a more righteous life.
Okay. So can I lead a righteous life without holding to any of those? Like as an atheist?
Not in my belief, no.
Okay. Why can Christians or anyone else, who's a part of Abrahamic religion do so, but not me?
Because it's inside the word. It's inside. I mean, you read it in the
But like,
Torah. You read it in the
do
in
you
the
think there's
gospel. You
someone
read it
that's
in
a
the
Christian
Quran.
out? Do you think there's anyone that's a Christian out there that commits more sin than me?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then what's the reason?
I'm saying the values should be protected. A person can commit sin. That's anybody can do that. It could be any Muslim, any Jew, any Christian, any atheist, any agnostic. Anybody can commit sin. A Muslim could be worse than an atheist. A Christian can be worse than an atheist. A Jew can be worse than an atheist. And the same way could be around that an atheist could be worse than anybody around.
Okay. So then I guess here's my question then. Why are you okay with banning Muslims from coming to the country?
Well, I didn't say that I'm okay with them banning Muslims.
Yeah, you
All
did.
I'm saying is
You
that
did. You said you were totally you'd still vote for Donald Trump even if he called to ban all Muslims from coming to the country.
Yeah.
because he's not banning Islam.
What? What?
If he wanted to ban Islam in general, yes, I'd have a problem with that.
But so you're okay with banning Muslims from coming to the country, but not Islam?
Well, it's any group of people. If he wants to ban any group of people outside of the nation, absolutely.
So would
So
you
you'd be okay with him banning Muslims?
Would you be okay with Donald Trump banning all new black people from coming to America?
Well, my personal thing is I think that we should ban complete all immigration, set everything. I'm kind of an isolationist, I would say.
Would you say that America's a white country?
Statistically speaking, yes.
Do you think that America should remain a white country?
No, because I mean, in the aspect of should we remove white people as a majority due to race, or
Do you think that white people being a majority of the people in America is a good thing?
Well, I mean, that question could be asked anywhere. Because if I were to say yes, you would be like, "Ha, you're a white supremacist."
You're right, I would.
How are you going to answer that question? Because I know how I would answer that question.
Yeah, yeah. My answer would be like, no. Like, there's nothing necessarily good about like white people being a majority of the demographic of individuals.
What
in
about
America.
is
about
it
you?
is it a good thing that
No, we're not going to let you ask a question until you answer ours.
well, I mean, like I said, I'm an isolationist. Don't let any immigration whatsoever.
You're not answering the question.
I am
It's
answering the
all
question because you won't let
immigration.
me.
Wait. I have a question. Would you be against your parents or great grandparents or great grandparents? Like, would you be against them immigrating to the country?
Well, that's the past.
Okay, I'm asking you in the past, would you be against them immigrating to the country?
Well, it doesn't matter what happens in the past. It's just about what's present and what we can build on in the future.
No, I'm asking you, if you could go back to the past, would you be for restricting them from coming to the country? Chris, think of it, $1.23.
Well,
Hi.
obviously I'd be for that because obviously I wouldn't exist today.
Okay,
Why would I support
okay, so
my
you're for immigration if it benefits you, but you're against immigration if it benefits anyone else?
No,
I think that isolationists like this guy should just go like isolate yourself on a desolate island somewhere.
Yeah,
else.
seriously. How about you go live with the penguins that you just tariffed?
why would you tariff an animal? That's the stupidest statement ever.
That's what Donald Trump did. They tariffed penguins.
You don't tariff penguins.
He did. He literally tariffed penguins.
They don't have monetary means.
No, listen. He tariffed an island made up of only penguins that have no imports or exports.
And who owns that island?
Does that matter? No,
Yes, it
there's
does.
No,
because
there's
that's
no
who he's
imports or
actually
exports.
tariffing. That's because that's who he's actually tariffing is whoever owns that island.
So why would he individually tariff them rather than just tariffing the country?
You do tariff that country by proxy. I mean, you can't just sit there and say,
If you tariffed the country, wouldn't you just tariff the island by proxy? If that's true, why'd he uniquely tariff the island?
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Trump tariffing an island made up of penguins.
And what's that island called?
I can find the name if you would like me to.
Yo, real quick before Kobe starts cooking, I would really like to thank
Now you call me
Christian.
Kobe.
I'm sorry, Athena, Kobe, one of the same. One of the same. I honestly, I really like the name Kobe, and I really like the name Athena. Which one do you prefer?
Athena, I think. For people who know me, Athena. I
Athena.
think
All right, you
prior to
got
the
it.
Kobe era as well.
You got it.
It's called the Herd in McDonald's Island. It's a remote territory inhabited only by penguins, seals, and seabirds.
All right,
Does this? Oh, you wanted to thank somebody, by the way, Dean.
just real quick, I did want to say thank you to Christian for the $200
why'd you say
donation
that?
over on PayPal. Oh my God, Christian, thank you so much for the $200. Oh my God. So Christian says in the note here, thank you for supporting LGBTQ plus rights, and then says don't read out loud. And I will not read the rest of that out loud, but thank you so much for the love, man. If we could all please get at least 2,000 big Christian W's down below. That'd be so incredibly kind. I do not deserve that amount of money. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much, Christian. And then I'd also like to thank Catherine with the $15 and Maya with the $20 over on PayPal as well. Thank you, Catherine, Maya, and then Christian with the $200 donation. Holy shit, dude. Thank you. I mean it. I do not deserve that. But I want to go ahead and pass the mic off to Athena to cook Pollock. The mic is yours. Take it away.
Cool.
There you go. Yep.
Hi. Pollock, you said you're a Muslim?
Yes,
Where are you from? Like originally, like ethnically?
America.
Like ethnically though, are you like a revert or were you like born Muslim?
Are you talking about my like race
I'm
or what are you
asking
talking
you,
about?
Muslim is not a race. I'm asking like, are you a revert or are you like born Muslim?
No, like I said, I was raised Jewish. Well, actually,
You were raised Jewish and then
Yes.
reverted to Islam?
Well, he actually converted to Islam.
Okay. Well, first of all, I mean, if you want to be snarky, my bad if I accidentally mistake a term. Like it's
Mm.
it's not like I was being, rude to other Muslims. Like, my bad for not saying reverted. But
No, I think it's just a bit odd because usually like people who are newly reverted, they're called Muslim reverts, you know? So it's kind of like something like it's a known terminology to people who like revert to Islam. You know, like when you said you were Jewish, you know, you don't say convert, you say you do a giur. If you're Jewish, you convert. If you're Christian, you revert. If you're
well,
Muslim,
any time at the masjid here in the city I live, anytime I've said convert in front of any of the other Muslims, I've never once been corrected. Not by a single one. I have a Muslim friend in Canada. I've never been corrected by him anytime I said convert. And so how am I supposed to know the correct terminology if no other Muslim has corrected me?
okay. And you think like a Muslim ban is specifically like is good?
You said what?
You think a Muslim ban is good? Like Trump's Muslim ban? You know, banning people from predominantly Muslim countries, like Muslim majority countries.
Well, I mean, he's banning the people from those countries. He's not banning the religion, the people of religious faith.
But why is he specifically targeting Muslims though? Especially when there is no evidence of these citizens from those particular countries having committed T attacks on US soil.
Because what you see in the West is Islam fear mongering in the aspect of, I mean, when I was a kid, I'll be honest here. When I was a kid and we were being taught about like 9/11 and stuff like that, I used to hate Muslims and I used to want to join the army so that I could go to war and kill these people. But that's
You used to go to war to want to unalive Muslims?
yes, because that's the type of propaganda being taught in the West, is that Islam's bad, like especially with, I mean, I'm going to speak in specific instances, and I'm not, what I'm about to say is not all encompassing, but if you take a look at what happened with the whole Malala situation, I don't know if you guys remember who that.
No, I know who Malala is. Yes.
Right. So obviously, what they did to her was not appropriate, and to the other women, banning education, and I guess in some countries where they force them to wear burqas and whatnot, there's nothing in the Quran that states that they need to cover every ounce of their body.
But I would okay, you're saying all of this, but I'm confused as to why a Muslim revert is saying this. Because
Well,
like if you're a Muslim revert, you would have had like deconstructed these Islamophobic beliefs that you held because now you have studied Islam and you've reverted because you believe in Islam. So I don't know why you continue upholding these Islamophobic beliefs.
What are you saying? Like, what Islamophobic?
What?
Yeah, when you're specifically talking about what happened to Malala and trying to pin it on Islam,
No,
when the
that's
people
not
who
that's
did
not what
it happened
was
to be
not.
Muslims.
I was not pinning it on Islam. What I'm saying is that the people, the governing powers that were doing that was not okay. But what the Western media does is instead of trying to say, oh, hey, like these people, the women there wear hijabs and stuff like that, it's because they're oppressing these women. Whereas in the Quran, it states that the women are to cover everything up to their hands and their face to protect their purity and innocence.
So do you,
That's not taught. What
so
is
do you
taught is that they're
believe?
being oppressed.
Okay, so do you believe any of these things that you just said with regards to the hijab oppressing women and stuff like that?
I don't think that the hijab oppresses women. No.
Okay, so then if you don't believe it, I don't understand why you don't have an issue with people from Muslim majority countries having restricted entry. Because you clearly are saying that these beliefs are not rooted in truth, that they're Islamophobic and people are being fearmongered to hold these Islamophobic beliefs. Then why are you okay with a Muslim ban?
Well, before I fully answer that question, you do understand that God gave us free will, correct?
I don't necessarily fully agree with that, no.
Well,
I think the
is
Bible
is
the
God
Bible is full of the Bible
are
is.
you a religious person?
I did grow up religious. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily religious anymore, but I would say that the Bible is full of stories of people exercising their free will and being punished for doing so. But I don't know what
Right.
that has to do with you being for like a Muslim ban.
I'm not a Muslim ban, a Middle Eastern ban, and it's not that I'm for that. It's that people have free will, and if someone wants to do something, God has given them the ability to do it, regardless of if it's righteous or sinful.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is Somalia in the Middle East?
No, Somalia is in Africa, is it not?
Okay, so Somalia is also like on the list. So it's not Middle Eastern countries; it's Muslim majority countries.
Okay, well, I didn't know anything about African countries. I just knew about Middle Eastern.
No, Somalia is also on that list, right? So it's not only Middle Eastern countries; it's specifically Muslim majority countries. I'm pretty sure Sudan is on that list, if I'm not mistaken, as well, which is another African country. So if you have deconstructed your Islamophobia, why are you then okay with people from Muslim majority countries where there is no evidence that these citizens from these countries had committed T attacks on U.S. soil? Why are you okay with them being banned or having restricted entry?
Well, again, it's like I said, it's not Muslim. It's the propaganda that's being fed, and obviously someone's going to react off of whatever propaganda is being fed. And there's, you could point at tons of instances that happened pretty recently, actually, within the past couple, I'd say, 4 or 5 years. And people just react off what they see on the media. So if what you're seeing on the media all the time is, oh, hey, these Middle Eastern countries, these Muslim predominant countries are behaving in certain ways or whatnot, or these people have like a certain lifestyle that's evil or that's oppressive, right? Of course you're going to react off that. So
No, but I'm not. So again, I'm not arguing whether Western society holds these beliefs. Western society is inherently Islamophobic. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing as to why you are holding these beliefs. Because if you are a revert, you should know that these stereotypes aren't necessarily rooted in any truth, right?
So should I not vote for someone because of one specific thing that may not be?
No, but you should be able to critique him. You should be able to criticize him.
Right.
Can you not?
So I can support Donald Trump. I can criticize him, and he can be taught certain things so that he may be taught the truth, rather than sitting there and be like, oh, well, he's banning this, so therefore I'm just gonna.
Do you criticize him for the Muslim ban?
Well, where is it? Does it explicitly say? I mean, you can look. I've never personally seen it or heard it. If you can point me to him specifically saying that, like,
He called for a
verbatim,
complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country. Look up Trump Muslim ban, you'll see it. Grace, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much on Venmo. Can we do W's for Grace in the comment section? And Linda, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Can we do W's for both of them? Thank you.
I could play a clip as soon as my computer turns on. It's just dead.
yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, look,
Yeah,
I'm
but
all
real
about
quick, I
the
just have to
truth.
thank Gabriella real quick for the $15 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Gabriella. And I read your message there. That is incredibly kind. And then also Nick once again with the $10 saying, "Hey, Dean, it's my 23rd birthday. Yo, can we get some happy birthday Nicks down below in that chat? That'd be phenomenal." Okay, I kind of want to shift the conversation. Why did you vote for Trump? Why do you support Trump today?
Well, I didn't vote at all, but I do support Trump because he supports more of my values,
Like what?
protecting religious values and whatnot, keeping those.
Dude, I swear to God, I swear to fuck, he tried to ban every person that holds to your religious values from coming into America. And that's
And he's
exactly
still
what we were
Okay,
just talking about.
so
but
let's
then you
say-
tell me
look,
the biggest reason why you support him is because he protects religious values?
Look.
Bro, I'm going to put it out there.
Look.
It actually doesn't even protect Christian values. I want to make that one known. No, his economic policies redistributed wealth from the poor to the rich. You read Psalms, you read Matthew, you read John, you read the gospel of Jesus Christ. That is the furthest thing from religious values. The persecution of predominantly Muslim countries when Jesus would sit at the round table with anybody, regardless of their religion, regardless of their faith, that's against Christian values. Wow, dude.
Okay.
How exactly is he protecting religious
should
values?
Should I vote for Kamala Harris when
Come on.
She was a more Christian candidate. Kamala Harris was objectively the more Christian candidate.
Yet when someone at a rally said Christ is king, she said you guys are at the wrong rally. Yeah,
Complete misinformation.
Don't.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because it is the case that they were literally a Trump supporter heckling the crowd before that, and you listen to like literally a cut off clip, right? That only references that part. And that was not in what she was saying that in response to.
And so when you promote homosexuality and
wait, how is Kamala Harris promoting people, one, to be gay, and two, how is that wrong? For her to be like it's okay to be gay?
Because God made man for woman and woman for man.
So you're homophobic?
I have religious values.
That's not religious values. It's called being homophobic.
If you want,
I just want to run this. I want to run this real quick. I have a quick question. I have a quick question.
What's up?
People to point us towards. So why exactly is it wrong for two men to fuck?
Yeah, tell me.
Well, I want the reason.
Because God did not make that for a man to be with a man.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Then what about the P spot? Why did God make it that there is a P spot within the male asshole that literally produces sexual pleasure when stimulated? Please explain that one to me.
The what?
The P spot within the male asshole, right? That when stimulated produces sexual pleasure.
Also,
why did God create that?
If you're Muslim, why are you not calling God Allah?
Because Allah is just the Arabic translation of God.
Yeah, but I think it's like incredibly typical for individuals that would follow Islam to use the Arabic translation of God, which is Allah, as the correct way to reference like the creator.
That's absolutely true, Dean. I do want him to respond to that point though. Like, why did God make the P spot?
Isn't that just a prostate?
Yeah, but it produces sexual pleasure when stimulated. Why did God make it that way?
Why are things that are sinful pleasurable?
Oh, okay, wait, no, but like, okay, so then are you saying that like because it is the case that it's pleasurable to engage in like vaginal intercourse, that's somehow wrong then?
Yeah, because just because something is feel good doesn't mean it's right.
Well, it doesn't mean it's bad. So what's wrong with it? Wait, you got to tell me what's wrong with it. What's wrong with it?
I'm gonna get there. I can go and do drugs and it can feel good, right?
No, but what's wrong with it? You got to tell me what's wrong with it. What's wrong specifically with people, two men engaging in sex?
Because it's unholy, it's unclean.
So I'll ask you this question. What's wrong with a man, getting oral to another man? Do you think oral's wrong?
Yes. It's unholy, it's unclean.
You think you don't like oral, bro?
Why would you're talking about a man giving it to another man.
Okay, what about a man giving it, like, what about you giving oral to your, like, wife? You think that's wrong?
No, that's fine, because that's...
No, that's fine? Okay, so then why would it be wrong for a woman to do that to another woman?
Because it's unholy, it's unclean.
Why is it unholy? Why unclean? How is it unclean now?
By unclean, I mean spiritually, not physically.
How is it spiritually unclean? Please tell me.
Because God made man for woman and woman for man.
Where did God say in the Bible that it's wrong for a woman to lick another woman's vagina? Not like literally, like I'm in a figurative sense, of course, because that's not what yeah.
Well, I mean, in the Bible it states, I mean, I can't give you the exact places in the Bible.
Why the fuck are you quoting the Bible?
Because in Islam it says first came the Torah, first came the gospel, then came the Quran.
And the Bible today, in accordance with Islam, is corrupted. It's false. It's wrong. It's been corrupted by the translation of man.
The likelihood that 100% of every single word inside of the Bible being corrupted is impossible.
Can you tell me? Wait, can you tell me where in the Quran it says that it's wrong for a woman to give another woman oral?
Quick question, Pollack. What is the 5 pillars of Islam?
Oh, he didn't know.
That's because I'm still learning the religion.
And I asked you to name one of them. I asked you to name one of them, and you didn't know.
Y'all want to act like these people are saying he's not Muslim. That's crazy. I believe in the Prophet Muhammad.
Have a
And-
What is
question.
the Shahada?
Yes, I did my Shahada.
Okay, what do you say in the Shahada?
I didn't memorize it.
Wait, but okay, what do you say in English in the Shahada?
Like I said, I didn't memorize it. Okay.
No, but you don't have to memorize it. You just have to like literally know what the Shahada is. Like just give me like a translation of what you don't even have to say it in Arabic. Like what do you say in the Shahada?
Like, what did I say verbatim, or the premise of it?
The premise of it. What is a Shahada? Like yeah, what is a Shahada? Like the premise of it. What do you say when
That
you
the
take your
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah, and that Islam is the one true religion.
No. You don't say that in the Shahada. Are you Googling it?
Bro,
Yeah, he's probably googling it.
is there anything that y'all want to go over with him? Because I just like want to kick.